What's up, y'all? I am Marcus, also known as ENB, and welcome back to Yharnam FM. Today we are going to take on the Shadows of Yharnam. Sorry for the post-commentary, but sinuses have just been bugging the crap out of me, so live with comm was crap. Before we take on the Shadows of Yharnam, I'm going to warp back to the Hunter's Dream here. We're going to do a little bit of leveling. I'm going to equip a couple of the runes that I picked up in... what'd you call it? The Forbidden Woods, the place that we just finished. And I kind of suggest this if the Shadows of Yharnam, they can be kind of rough. I'm gonna go with the clockwise metamorphosis room. It's only 5%. People are gonna say it's only 55 HP. It's nothing. Sometimes that's the difference between living and dying. Another thing about that is that we're not really using the extra blood vials or extra bullets, so those runes aren't helping us at all. So 55 HP maybe helps us more than that. And also it kind of synergizes very well the higher your HP gets and also the higher your defense is. So that's always something to keep in mind. I think I also ended up going with the anti-clockwise metamorphosis that boosts stamina by 10%. And here I'm just showing you that I warped back and I'm taking the elevators down to our destination, which is the boss room. We've already cleared through this entire area. If you haven't unlocked these shortcuts, go back and watch the previous videos and you'll see how to do it. And now here we go, we're running towards the boss fog. The thing to know about this boss is that there are 3 targets, and they each have a different style of attack. One of them is very aggressive, physical, melee. Another one is slightly less aggressive, but tends to rely on physical melee or fire-breathing attacks. And then the third one just hangs back and chucks fireballs at you. And once you get one of them low on life or deal a certain amount of damage to all 3, like, it's better to just focus on one from the start. But once you've done a certain amount of damage, they transform and gain new abilities. And then, yeah, you'll see as we go through the fight. So my strategy in general, I want to take out the aggressive melee guy first because he's just the easiest one to get close. That was unfortunate right there. You see the guy with the candle, he's the one that does the flame breath attacks. The one that has the fire in his hand there, he will shoot at you. And then the one who just has the katana, he's actually going to be the one that is very aggressive. And so what my goal is to hide behind an object so that the homing fireballs of the caster can't hit me, and then lure the very aggressive katana guy to come up so I can try for a parry, and then do a visceral attack for a ton of damage and pretty much wreck him really quickly like that. But yeah, that's really the main strategy for the first part of the fight. Some people like to go after the caster first. I personally don't, because in phase 2, which we just entered right now, the other guy starts using his katana a lot more aggressively too. You want to try to push for a kill immediately after entering that second phase. So now we have to just finish off one of these remaining guys, and then the last one will gain the ability to summon these massive fucking snakes, which, see, I'm doing very bad right now. You're not supposed to take your eyes off of the caster, but the fight is, the hardest part of the fight to me is actually the first part. A lot of people are going to struggle with the last part of the fight because the guy can summon these huge snakes that are really difficult to dodge. But there's actually a trick to it, and the trick is, if you get up in his face and you just constantly attack him, he'll try to dodge, he'll try to do physical attacks, he'll try to cast spells which you'll be able to interrupt, and it's just no problem at all to beat him, as you'll see soon. Also notice these guys don't have any sort of super armor at all. You can stagger them out of their moves. It's just really not that bad. That's the most dangerous attack in the fight for me, is the stretchy arms katana. Both of them can do it once you hit that second state. And now I got him in the corner, he's dead. Alright, now, as soon as you have killed 2 of them, get in the last one's face and stay there. Don't back off. they don't do that much damage. Like, you can take a melee hit and you have time to interrupt all of these spells. You can take a melee hit and just regain it back, as you're gonna see me do in a second. Just stay in his face and keep hitting him so that he can't fucking summon those snakes. Just stay on him. Be aggressive, right? Be aggressive. Here you see on my arcane character, I've already died. And so, they can get you. Oh, don't attempt to adjust. It's not a YouTube problem. It's not a problem with my video. This is actually the game. This is a really, really shitty part where the frames are just, they go to hell just when you go through this fog gate. It's really bad. It's really bad. And that's one of the most annoying things about this fight, actually, is that if you die and you try to go back, I am controlling my character there. It just takes it time for it to catch up. But this is my arcane character, and I'm using it as a Nitrous since you guys really wanted to see it. And you're gonna see me really, well, as soon as I quit getting my ass kicked, you're gonna see me wreck some face with this Nitrous. It can be pretty good. It can be pretty good. And once again, this is an arcane character. A lot of people are going to point out that Nitrous's bolt damage doesn't scale that well with arcane. That's true, but it gets that multiplier. Can I say that? Yeah, I think I can say that. It gets a multiplier when you are in that transform state that greatly increases your bolt damage. And so even though the damage from scaling by default maybe isn't that great, once you hit that button, you transform it, you get that blue glowing lightning all around it like that right there. It can hit pretty hard, especially against enemies that have low bolt defense. And that's another thing that people aren't really, they don't seem to be noticing, is that most enemies in the game just don't have that much bolt defense. Or rather, enemies that are weak against bolt have very little bolt defense, I should say. And you don't think about it like Dark Souls or Dark Souls 2. Like, you have to think about it as its own thing. Now, I'm gonna have to swap weapons though, because I'm about to break my Nitrous. That is one thing about it. It's low durability and it breaks pretty easily. So now I'm using a Ludwig's Holy Blade. It's got a fire gem in it, so it does fire damage. And you see, I'm just gonna stay in this motherfucker's face and keep hitting him, and he is not gonna do shit about it. Oh, you hit me. Alright, well, I'm just gonna regain it back. No big. That's it. Shadows of Yharnam. Gonna be a frustrating boss for some people, and they did kill me once on this arcane character. I got hit by a barrage of fireballs at the same time that I got hit with a flamethrower attack after doing a visceral attack. Like, you can just kind of have a misfortunate sequence and die, like, really quickly. For the lore on these guys, they seem to be associated with Cainhurst based off the rune. Blood Rapture is the raw euphoria of the warmth of blood, one of the darker hunter techniques. This rune resonates with servants of the Queen, carrier of the child of blood, who yearn for their queen's blood with little hope of requitement. For them, they find solace in blood rapture that serves as a surrogate for their desires. So it seems that the Shadows of Yharnam are associated with this Blood Queen that we haven't encountered yet, but we will as we proceed forward. My allergies are killing me. It's going to be short. I'm sorry. We'll be back. We're probably going to wrap up some NPC stuff and then hit Burgerworth. This has been Yharnam FM. I'll catch you guys next time. Damn. Whew.